Hello everyone. Okay, this is going to be my first video in the series of the guidance that I would like to provide to the general public for immigrating to Canada through express entry route. And within express entry, I would be focusing on the skilled immigrants category. Okay, I am a successful applicant of this immigration process. I did all this procedure by myself by with the help of the official website that the government of Canada has created, and most and almost every information is on the website. So and I got my invitation, and then I applied for PR application. After that, I was requested passports by the Embassy of Canada, and finally I have got my confirmation of PR along with the immigrant visa on my passport. So after I went through successfully in this process, so a lot of my friends and their friends contacted me, and they wanted guidance in this as well. Most of the time, actually, people um, don't try to put efforts in this process, and they think that this is something beyond their capability, and what they do, they right away go to some immigration consultants, and obviously it's a proper industry of immigration consultants, that it's a proper source of income for them. So definitely they would not like to encourage the applicants to do all these things by themselves. Now here you see, I'm not saying that immigration consultants are not is not a right way. I mean, going to an immigration consultant maybe a right approach. Like if you are really a busy person and you cannot spare much time to study yourself and make some efforts by yourself to go through this process, it may be right for you to go to an immigration consultant. But if you want to save money like me, and you are confident on your capability, and you just like to go through this procedure as you would have gone through in many other procedures in your life, like at your university level, your graduate education level, maybe at your PhD education level. So if you like to go through this procedure by yourself, I am here to guide you step by step, that what you would like, what you would need to know, and how you would know your eligibility. And after you know your eligibility, what will be the first steps to dive into this whole process. And if you see, sometimes while you start doing this immigration procedure, you go on Google and write some keywords, try to find some guidance and information that what things needs to be done, and Google provides you with a lot of information. And if you open some forum, there will be many questions from many applicants, many candidates, and different problems people are facing, this and that. So actually what happens is that you encounter with a lot of information at once, and this is how you get under pressure, and sometimes you get confused. So that is why, in order to make this process easy, my goal of making this video and the subsequent videos will be to guide you step by step, that I am an advocate of doing one or two things at a time. So if you do the things step by step, you will find that this process is honestly very much doable on your own and manageable if you do it in an organized way. So without wasting any further time, let me tell you that, okay, now if you have decided to study this process, and to know that whether it is suitable for you or not, and where where you will fall if you would like to go through in the express entry pool of candidates. So the first step is to know that this express entry system uses a comprehensive ranking system. It's a ranking system that has been designed by Canadian immigration people to give you a score based on your skills, education, language ability, work experience, and some other factors. So so usually candidates don't know that where they will fall in their in this ranking system. So in order to know, first of all, what you would need is to use this CRS tool. CRS means Comprehensive Ranking System tool. So Government of Canada, their immigration section has provided a very simple and straightforward tool on their website to that you can use to know that what score you will have if you would go to fill out an express entry profile based on your credentials. Okay, so without wasting any more time, we will just right away see the website and the link that you would use to know what score you will have. Okay, so now let's see. All right, so so this is the website, official website of Government of Canada for their immigration. The name of the tool is Comprehensive Ranking System for Express Entry Skilled Immigrants Route. Okay, now if how to find this link, I will just tell you. If you write on your Google Express Entry Calculator, so the first link that you find is from cic.gc.ca website. So this website, cic.gc.ca, this should be your official website for all type of your information regarding immigration. This should be your only point for the latest and most official information, because as you see here on the Google, there will be many sites giving you information and guidance about express entry CRS points calculator for this year, for that, for other advices and recommendations. But you need to be careful about which website you are looking at, because you see guys, not every website keep themselves up to date. Their information gets outdated, and sometimes they may not be looking at every detail that this official website provides you for this procedure. Having said that, now let us see how we can use this CRS tool in order for you to know that what CRS score you will get if you decide to move on with your express entry profile creation. Okay, so as you will see that as you will start answering each question, it will provide you with further more questions based on your answers. So it is like an interactive type of tool. All right, so first let us fill this out, all the answers of this tool based on an example situation. It will be actually these sample responses will be based on my preference. Maybe you can say that it will be based on my case. So let us see. So marital status, I will say okay, married. There are many other options. You can also you are free to apply as a single if you are not married, or if you are widowed, separated, divorced. So there is no restriction based on your marital status. There won't be any restriction on you, but the situation of your profile will gets changed based on whether you are applying as a single or as a married couple. So that we will also see that what happens if you are applying as a couple instead of as a single status. So now since I have selected married, so it will ask me whether my spouse is a citizen or PR holder of Canada. So my case was no. Then my spouse come with you to Canada? So okay, I selected yes. You can select no as well, but it depends upon your situation. So you have to be honest at this stage to yourself, and you can also try different options to see that how the results of this output changes based on your different options. Maybe you can manage more than one options, but sometimes people do not have much options in their life. So anyhow, so I will select it to be yes. Then how old are you? You should tell based on your actual or expected age at the time of application. For now, I will select 33 years of age. Okay, so this is regarding the education. So here you can just tell this calculator about your education, highest earned degree that you have. And regarding these 2 points, like Canadian degree or had an ECA, I will explain to you guys in my later videos that what does this mean. Because if you will have a properly earned education, you will definitely go for an credential assessment. That is in simple words, that is just an equivalency of your earned degree in terms of Canadian equivalence. Okay, so we will cover that topic, but at this stage you just tell that what is your highest level of education. So for my case it was a master's degree. Then it is asking me, have you earned a Canadian degree, diploma, certificate? So I haven't, no. Official languages, okay, so in Canada you can have you can consider 2 official languages, English and French. So myself, okay, I will select yes. Then which language test did you take for your first official language? I did it for IELTS. My scores, okay, so let me recall my scores. It was something like for speaking, I think it was 7. Then listening was 8.5. Reading, mine was 9. And writing was 7.5 for me. So 7.5, 8.5. So yeah. So my overall band was band 8. Okay. Now, do you have any other language test? If you have French language test results available, you can get points for that here as well. But for my case, I didn't have that, so I just selected not applicable. Work experience in the last 10 years. How many years of work experience in Canada do you have? If you have this is something for the people like who get a chance to work in Canada. Maybe, for example, like after their if they were a student at a Canadian university and after their graduation they got a relevant work experience. So for that cases, they can answer to this question by telling that how many years of Canadian work experience they have. Okay, but I didn't have because I never been to Canada, so I just selected it none or less than a year. The next part of this work experience question is about the total years of work experience internationally. I mean, within your country or outside your country. It simply means that outside Canada, how much experience do you have in a relevant occupation. That we will see their NOC list with respect to skill types. So like if you are a graduate degree holder, I mean after you are more than just a high school graduate, like if you hold a bachelor's, master's or PhD degree, most likely almost surely you will be doing some job which falls under skill type 0, A or B. even many jobs under skill type B will be for those who don't even hold a complete bachelor's degree. Some people who are just diploma holders of maybe 2 years diploma holder after the high school, they can get a job of skill type 0. So even those people can be eligible for this type of program of skilled immigration with the express entry route. So for me it was 3 years or more. Alright, so I selected that. Do you have a certificate of qualification from a Canadian province? I didn't have, so no. Additional points. Do you have a valid job offer? Well, for some cases this might be true, but for me it was not, so no. Do you have a nomination certificate? So this, you see, after you submit your express entry profile, a province or territory can nominate you, but before that it's not a sure answer. So at this stage I would just like to select it to be as no. Next thing is, do you or your spouse have at least one brother or sister living in Canada who is a citizen or PR holder? So for my case there was none, but if you have, and that relationship is also complying with these clauses, with these conditions of biological relation and adoption and marriage, then you can select it to be yes. It will give you 15 points, but I selected it to be no because it was the case for me. Highest level of education, 4 years. Okay, so now here if you are applying in the express entry as a couple, so you will have the chance to earn points for the degree of your spouse as well, okay. So here you can select if your spouse has completed a proper degree, undergraduate, master's or PhD degree, then you can select her or his highest level of education here. In my case there was none, so I will just select none. After that, for this question number 12 is again about your spouse. So it is asking about the number of years that your spouse number of years of work experience that your spouse have in Canada. So it will not ask you any question for the number of years of skilled work experience for your spouse outside Canada. It just concerns about the experience within Canada. So for my case it was none. Next thing is, did your spouse take a language test? So now again, if you are applying as a couple with your spouse, so you can also gain some points based on the test result that your spouse may have taken. So for my spouse it was the case that she did IELTS. Okay, now enter the test score for her. So here as you see that although I am entering most of the time the values that actually were in the test, but for the estimation purposes at this stage, like you guys who are watching, who are at the very early stage of gathering information for the immigration purpose, so you guys can just enter the values here as an estimated value. So generally everybody knows where they stand. So here they can enter the test scores for all these 4 modules as an estimated value that they expect to receive, hopefully. So for speaking I will select here 6.5. Listening it was okay, maybe 8. Reading 7.5. Writing was 7. Okay, so this was the last question about the test scores for your spouse. After this you can have this button clicked and know your expected score for the CRS ranking system. Let us see. So okay, here now you see first you will have a detailed score section wise, or you can say a distributed type of score that you can have in each section. Core human capital factors, age age score, education score, and for those types where you selected not applicable, there won't be any score. Official languages, second official language, I didn't have, so it is 0. Then some spouse factors, I didn't have spouse education counted, so it is 0. But there was some language points for the spouse because she went through IELTS. After that, skills transferability factors, it's a combination of your language proficiency and education, Canadian work experience and education. So these actually, all these sections are the sections of the comprehensive ranking system criteria that they have defined. Now if you want to know about the CRS in detail in a separate page, I would post a link to the CRS criteria in the link space below this video. You can have a look at that later on, but you will find out that these sections are also there. But in that link of CRS criteria, you will find that how this score change from one value to another value, and in each section here, what is the maximum score that you can have. That you can also you see this information about the maximum score. You can always have that information based on the values that you can change here in the above simulator tool. Okay, anyhow, it's always good to have more information as much as you can. So finally it is telling you that your grand total is here 449. So now you see this is 449 is the score that you are having at the end. Now if you want to know that what is the current cutoff score right now for the invitations of express entry candidates, what you can write here is just rounds of invitations. So again, you will have this information from the official website of Government of Canada. Here you can see rounds of invitation. So the last round of invitation for the, you see here, express entry rounds of invitation. So in each month there will be 2 rounds of invitation where the system will select the highest ranking candidates out of the pool, and normally they decide that how much number of invitations they want to issue. So this time on August 22nd they sent invitations to 3,750 candidates. So you can expect for sure these candidates were the highest rank holder in the CRS pool, and the lowest candidate, the lowest CRS score was 440, and what score you have got here is for yourself is 449. So this thing will tell you that you have high hopes in getting selected in the CRS criteria. Okay, so up till now we have seen that that if you would like to know that where do you stand in the competition of candidates who are competing for the express entry immigration route, so you would know your standing by using this comprehensive ranking system tool. Okay, and from the information of this rounds of invitation, you will know that what was the last score that was invited to apply. So after this you can you can either right away go for the to start the procedure of creating your PR express entry profile, or you would like to improve some of your credentials which can give you a boost in your score. For example, you see, within a short time you may not be able to get a master or PhD degree, but on the other hand you can have the chance to revise your IELTS exam if you think your score was less and you can do better. So this is the time that you can do. Now in this video I have just explained you these steps that you want, where you can find that you stand, and how to see that how to match your current standing with the current situation of express entry invitations. Okay, so if from this stage onwards you decide to start the procedure of application in the express entry profile, then there are certain things to do step by step before you can create your express entry profile online in the official website. There are certain things which you need to know and you need to perform. Without that things, the online system will not even allow you to save your profile. So that information I'll be telling in my next video, because it's kind of a different topic, so logically I think it should be in a separate video. I would like to end this video with a note that don't just think that you are not capable of doing things on yourself. If you are educated and you have been graduated from some university, definitely you have been through these procedures of making applications, applying online and getting information from search engines like Google, and getting valid and official information from the relevant websites of, like for example, you may have been reading the information from universities before getting admission into the university for different degree programs, and maybe for the facilities in the university, whether they have hostel, recreational facilities, what are the profile of the faculty members. So you have been doing a lot of these type of research online. So don't underestimate yourself that the immigration process is something which is out of your league. It is not. It is made for people like you. And again, I will tell you that if you can do this, then you should do this, and don't think that only an immigration consultant can do it for you. I tell you, immigration consultants are not wrong. Going to immigration consult is not wrong, but what they will do, they will also just consult this website and give you the latest information by consulting this website. And even if you decide to proceed with them, they will create profile on your behalf, and that is also fine as well. In the immigration process, it is fine if you want to create yourself, or you want to designate some consultant for you to create all this procedure. The immigration website will ask you for this as well, so there is no harm, but that will not give you any edge in getting selected for the immigration as an immigration candidate, and it will not give you any edge to have a to receive an invitation anytime sooner. So the baseline is that you think that if you can do it, you should do it yourself. Just be confident on yourself and try to get more information from this website, and I will be helping you in my subsequent videos as well, and hopefully you will get through it successfully just like me. See you.